The objective of this tutorial is to demonstrate how to migrate save data from a PlayStation 2 memory card to a PlayStation 3 virtual memory card without using an official and expensive PS2 to PS3 memory card adapter. Before we begin, you will require the following hardware and software. First, you will need a PlayStation 2 running free MCBoot, a PlayStation 3, a USB flash drive formatted to FAT32 format, and lastly, a PC running a suite of PlayStation save data management programs, those being PS2 SaveBuilder and PSV Exporter. There will be links in the description box underneath the video for any necessary downloads. Just click the download buttons on the site and use your favorite unzip software to extract the .exe files into the desired location. The first thing to do will be to create some folders in key locations to stay organized. Let's begin with folders on the USB drive. Insert your FAT32 USB drive into your PC. Within the root, create a folder named PS3. Next, double-click on the PS3 folder you just created to open it. Within the PS3 folder, create another folder and name it Export. Finally, double-click on the Export folder. Within the Export folder, create yet another folder and name it PSV. This file pathway must be laid out exactly as shown. If your saves are not contained in this manner, your PlayStation 3 will not be able to locate them when the time comes. Let's move on to putting together some more, less consequential folders. Move back into the root folder of your USB drive and create folders in the root for Memory Card RAW backups and Memory Card PSU backups. Unlike the previous folders, you can name these whatever you like. They are just for organizational purposes. That's all the folders for your USB drive. Let's move over to your PC's hard drive. On your PC, wherever you want to keep your PS2 data backups, create the following folders: Memory Card RAW backups, Memory Card PSU backups, Memory Card Max files, and finally, Memory Card PSV files. Take a breather. You're done making folders, and we're ready to move on to the next part of the process. Alright, let's pick back up and go over to the PlayStation 2. Let's insert our PlayStation 2 memory card into slot A and our free MCBoot card in slot B. Next, take the FAT32 USB drive from earlier and insert it into the leftmost USB port on PS2. Grab your controller and power on the PS2. The free MCBoot splash screen should appear and eventually load up the main menu. From the main menu, navigate down to ULaunch ELF and open it up with the X button. You are now in the file browser of your PS2. Press the circle button to open the file browser. The two key folders in this root menu will be the MC0 folder and the MAS folder. These folders are your slot A memory card and your USB drive respectively. Navigate to the MC0 folder and select it with the circle button. You will be greeted with a largely nonsensical barrage of folders. Some of them you may be able to decipher what save files they correspond to, but for the most part they're not easy to read. You can fix this by pressing L1 and the square button to select Show Content as Game Title plus Details. Press the triangle button to save your changes and return to the file browser. This looks much better. Now we can have a more clear idea of what files we're dealing with. Navigate with the D-pad to whichever save folders you'd like to create backups of, and mark them with the X button. Marked folders will have a little dot in the center of them to indicate which ones you've selected. When you have selected all of the desired save folders, press R1 to open the Options menu, and press the circle button to copy the selected folders. A green light in the top right corner should appear to indicate that you have files copied to the clipboard. Next, back out of the MC0 folder with the triangle button, and from the root, navigate to the Mass folder and select it with the circle button. If the USB drive is formatted correctly and inserted correctly, you should see the folders that we created earlier on the PC showing up here. Before we get the main file types we need for the migration process, it might be a good idea to make backup copies of the raw save files first. You never know with these old memory cards. Most of the time the file transfers like this go smoothly and without a hitch, but there's always a chance that some data could get corrupted, so do proceed with caution. Navigate to the Memory Card Raw Backups folder and select it with the circle button. It is in this folder that we will paste our save data. Press the R1 button to open the Actions menu, and move down to the MC Paste option and select it with the circle button. Wait for the transfer to complete. This could take some time depending on how many saves you're backing up. It looks like it's finished with no errors, so it looks like we've made a successful backup of this memory card to our USB drive. These folders that we've transferred, however, are not going to be compatible for our purposes in this tutorial, so we're going to have to do something slightly different to get the kind of save file backups that we need. The saves that you copied and pasted should still be copied to the clipboard at this point, so you shouldn't have to go back into the memory card folder and select them all over again. That is convenient, since the only thing we're going to be doing differently is using the other paste option. Exit the Memory Card Raw Backups folder with the triangle button, and in the root of the USB drive, move down to the Memory Card PSU Backups folder and open it with the circle button. Now, just like you did in the other folder, open the Actions menu with the R1 button. This time, move down to the PSU Paste option and select it with the circle button. This will make .psu files of each one of your selected saves and put them on the USB drive. These are the files that we need to convert into a palatable format that the PlayStation 3 can use. At this point, we're finished with the PlayStation 2. You may power it off and safely remove your USB drive. Before we can use these save files on the PS3, we must first take them over to the PC to do one more intermediary conversion. Open two File Explorer windows for convenience. In the first window, open the root of your USB drive, and in the second window, open the Memory Card Raw Backups folder that you made earlier on the PC. On your USB drive, click and drag over the folder of the same name and drop it into the PC folder. Now we have yet another backup of those save files. Next, take the Memory Card PSU Backups folder from your USB drive and drag it over to the folder of the same name on your PC. We're done moving the content over to the PC, and now we will go ahead and open up our PS2 SaveBuilder and PSV Exporter software. We'll be using PS2 SaveBuilder first to create a .max copy of our save file. Move your cursor over to the little folder icon in the top left of the window and click on it. In the pop-up Explorer window, navigate to your Memory Card PSU Backups folder on your PC and open it. Then, select the save file you'd like to convert. For this demonstration, I'm going to select this War of the Monsters file. Click on it, and then click on Open to bring it into the SaveBuilder. It should show up on the SaveBuilder with the key files displayed on the left and the 3D save icon showing in the window on the right. Our next step will be to move our mouse over to the floppy disk icon in the top left corner. Click on that to open the Save As window. By default, the software will want to save the file as an AR Max Power Saves or .pws file. This is not the file type we need for this process, so in the Save As type box, go one option down and select the AR Max v3 option to save the file with a .max extension. Navigate to your Memory Card Max Files folder that you made earlier. Open it, and then click the Save button to make the converted copy of the save file. You may repeat this process for as many save files as you have, or at least as many save files as you'd like to migrate. The more you have, the more tedious this process is, especially considering that these programs don't remember where you've opened your files from and where you've saved your files to. You'll have to navigate back to the folders you need to access each time, so just be patient. Once you've made .max copies of all the desired save files, you will then want to move over to the other piece of software that we've opened. This is PSV Exporter. The task we want it to perform is to export the .max files that we've just created into the PS3-friendly .psv format. To do this, we will move the mouse over to the second folder icon in the top left corner of the window. You see that it has a little M on the front of it for Max. Click on this to open a File Explorer window. Navigate to your Memory Card Max Files folder and select the file that you'd like to import. Once again, I'm selecting this War of the Monsters save file. Click it, and then click on the Open button. You should see the contents of the .max file displayed in the box. Now, for the moment of truth, click on the fourth button in the toolbar. It will be a black rectangle representing a PlayStation 3. In the pop-up window, navigate to your Memory Card PSV Files folder, open it, and then click the OK button to save the PSV file there. Repeat this process with each .max file you wish to convert. The conversion process is complete. Go ahead and close all the software. Let's get back to the File Explorer and get those PSV files over to the USB drive. Go to your Memory Card PSV Files folder and open it up. Click and drag to select all of the PSV files that you made and drag them over to your USB drive. Be sure to drop these files into the folder that we made at the beginning. These files need to be located in PS3, Export, PSV, in order for your PlayStation 3 to detect them on your drive. We've done everything we need to do on the PC. Eject the USB drive and remove it. Let's bring it over to the PlayStation 3 and insert it into the first USB port on the very right. Power on the PS3. In the main menu, move over to the Games menu and navigate to Virtual Memory Cards. If you haven't done so already, follow the prompts to create a virtual memory card. Name it whatever you like and load it into slot 1. At the top of the Virtual Memory Cards menu, you should see your USB drive. Press X to open it. If you did everything correctly, you should see your PS2 save files displayed, icons and all. Select the save file you'd like to copy and press the triangle button to open the Actions menu. Select Copy and then select the desired virtual memory card with the X button. Repeat this process with each save file. Finally, job well done. I'm going to load up a PS2 game really quick to make sure that my save data is working. Sure enough, It's all here, just as I remembered it. Well, it looks like we've reached the end of this tutorial. I hope it was clear and helpful. More than anything, I really hope that you don't run into some ridiculous errors or setbacks. I feel like I had to make this tutorial because I just couldn't find a one-stop walkthrough of this process for myself, and I wanted to make sure that somebody else could benefit from it. If you have anything you would like to add that I might have missed or misrepresented, or if you have any questions, I would appreciate your input. Thank you for watching.